Welcome to Wilcox PC Pro Tech Tips, Episode 4, Part 1. In this episode, I'm going to talk about what RAM is and why you might want or need to upgrade it. So what is RAM? Well, RAM is short for Random Access Memory. And when I talk about what RAM is, I like to use the illustration of an office. And in an office, you have an employee, you have filing cabinets, you have desk space, you have trash can, and so forth. Well, RAM is the equivalent of your desk space. And the bigger your desk, the more you can have out and working on at the same time, and it's the same for RAM. The more RAM you have, the more applications you can have open and running at the same time. So in my example, let's say this is my desk right here. Well, as you can see, this is a pretty small space. And in my example, I am coming up on the end of my fiscal year, and I have 6 different reports that I want to work on and finalize and edit and make sure I get turned in by the end of the week. So that's not a whole lot of time. I've got a lot of reports to work on, and so I want to be working as quickly as possible, right? So I've got reports 1 and 2 out here on my desk, and I'm working on those just fine. See, I got enough space for those, but I have 4 other reports I want to work on as well. Now, obviously I don't have enough room for all 4 of these other reports that I want to work on, so what option do I have? Well, on your computers, that's where virtual memory comes in. And simply put, virtual memory is the space on your hard drive that your operating system reserves to act as RAM. So in my office illustration, the hard drive is like your filing cabinet. Now, this is intended to be used long term. You want to store things in here long term. However, if I'm wanting to work on more than my desk space allows, I'm going to have to start using my filing cabinet or virtual memory as a way to accommodate for that demand. So I've got reports 1 and 2, I'm working on those. I'm done with those right now. Now I want to move on to report 3. Well, obviously I don't have enough room for report 3 up here, so I'm going to have to open my filing cabinet and make room. So I'm going to switch, I'm going to put report 3 out on my desk now that I have moved report 2 into my filing cabinet. So now I've got enough room for report 3. I also want to get out report 4 because I need to reference data that's in report 4 on report 3. So let's take report 1, put it over here. Now I've got enough room for report 4. Okay, so and as you can see, this isn't a very efficient environment. Okay, I've got my filing system here, and that's great, but it takes a lot of time and extra effort to switch back and forth between my filing system and my desk space here. So if you're at the point where your computer applications that you're trying to run are demanding more RAM or more desk space than you have available, then your operating system is going to start switching and using the virtual memory on your hard drive. But the problem is, virtual memory is a lot slower because reading from and writing to your hard drive is much slower than reading from and writing to RAM. So at that point, you will notice a drop in performance when your computer is using more virtual memory than it's really intended to use. Now, in those situations, nowadays you're probably looking at computers that have 2 gigabytes or less of RAM installed, which just isn't going to cut it with today's modern applications and operating systems. So if you're running into this situation, you really should look at upgrading your RAM if your computer will even support it, and we'll look at that in another episode. But those who could use a RAM upgrade or those who just need more RAM to start with are people who are using like CAD software, video, photo, audio editing software. Maybe you like to do virtual environments. You've got virtual labs that you need to work on for online classes, and you're wanting to stream Netflix and do all those things kind of simultaneously. You need more RAM. Now, for your average computer users, you can probably get away with 4 gigabytes of RAM today. These are people who just need to surf the web, maybe you use social media, office applications. You can probably get by with 4 gigabytes. Although anymore, I recommend just going ahead and going with 8 gigabytes. That should get your average user by and be able to work efficiently, being able to have several applications open at the same time without running into problems of using your virtual memory. And you'll notice that your computer can handle more if you want to have more open. That's it for episode 4, part 1. If you think you're ready for a RAM upgrade, you can check out episode 4, part 2, where I discuss how to figure out what kind of RAM to get. As always, if you want more tech tips, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, or find me on Facebook. Thanks for watching.